out. Me and my family were suffering for the food. As they brought the food, then we start enjoying the food. Truly, we use it for a good 1 week.
The story is similar for Deborah Davis and her family, who were also beneficiaries of the take-home rations.
When they bring the palliative for us, we really enjoy it. Egg, oil, tomatoes, beans, salt. The children enjoy it because I cook the things for them, the egg, everything that they gave us.
I'm appreciating them for bringing it because if they have not bring it, I could have not known what would have happened. Maybe I could have not eaten, but I thank them for bringing it.
It was really helpful because as at that time I didn't have much food in the house, but when they came, they brought in food. My children ate from there, so they enjoyed themselves that period. That very day they gave us that palliative. We don't have anything to cook for them, so we are very happy as we have the palliative.
The beneficiaries are part of the 29,609 households that were impacted in the FCT, with the take-home rations valued at 4,200 naira per household. A development many believe speaks volume, and for the little ones, they may be left out from learning in the meantime, but not left out of being fed by the federal government. In Abuja, Ruth Aguwele, NTA News.
Now, some countries across the globe are rolling out more measures to fight rising cases of COVID-19, just as European Union reaches deal for 300 million doses of coronavirus vaccines. Joyce Ometo has an update on the pandemic.
Following the recent spike of COVID-19 infections in some parts of the world, countries are rolling out new measures to contain the spread. In Greece, the government has set a temporary 50% limit on all public gatherings, saying restaurants and bars in Athens and other areas must be closed by midnight. The Deputy Civil Protection Minister said the new measures starting Friday would last until August 24. Meanwhile, Spain's Health Minister Salvador Illa on Friday said that nightclubs and late-night drinking establishments are to close while smoking will be banned in all public places as the country rolls out new coronavirus restrictions. In New Zealand, Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has announced a 12-day extension of the country's COVID-19 restrictions after a cluster of new cases. In another development, the European Commission has reached a deal with British pharmaceutical firm AstraZeneca for the purchase of at least 300 million doses of its potential COVID-19 vaccine. The EU's executive arm, which is negotiating on behalf of the 27 EU states, said the deal also included an option to purchase another 100 million doses if the vaccine proves safe and effective. Meanwhile, numbers by Worldometer published at 6 p.m. Nigeria time show that cases worldwide have reached 21,172,280, out of which 13,985,156 persons have recovered, while 759,349 deaths are recorded. Africa has 1,089,894 cases, 24,752 deaths and 784,402 recoveries. In Nigeria, the Center for Disease Control said out of the 48,116 infected persons, 34,309 have been treated and discharged, while 966 have died from the virus in the country. And that's it from here. I am Joyce Ometo.
Let's now move to Katsina State, where Governor Aminu Masari has flagged off the distribution of COVID-19 palliatives to vulnerable households in the 34 local government areas of the state. Awal Haliru reports that the assorted items were donated by Coalition Against Coronavirus Pandemic.
The ravaging nature of coronavirus pandemic on the economy and social well-being of the people called for unprecedented support and cooperation to the government by the private sector coalition to address the negative effects of COVID-19. The assorted food relief items will be distributed to more than 67,000 vulnerable households selected from across the 34 local government areas of the state.
Resources which were budgeted for other developmental projects and the programs were invariably diverted towards containing the pandemic and the management of the league.
We are assured that our standing will be delivered within the next 2 weeks.
Governor Aminu Bello Masari expressed appreciation for the donation, saying that the state government has put in place effective measures to curtail the spread of COVID-19 in the state. He said plans have been made for the effective distribution of the palliatives to the beneficiaries.
The impact of coronavirus, COVID-19 in Nigeria, by providing relief programs to most vulnerable households in the country.
Implementation committee with membership drawn from various sectors is to monitor the distribution of the relief items, which include assorted rice, maize, noodles, sugar, among others. In Katsina, Awal Haliru, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari felicitates with Abdul Shaibu Oro, a journalist, lawyer, civil rights activist, politician and administrator, as he turns 60 on Saturday, August 15, 2020. A statement from the special advisor to the President, Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, says the President on the joyful occasion rejoices with a celebrant, a former member of the House of Representatives, his family and friends, joining them to thank God for good health, sound mind and continuous service to God and humanity. At 60, the President urges Honorable Oro to sustain his passion for the country as Nigeria is destined to take her place in the Committee of Nations. He also enjoins the former Edo State Commissioner to further deploy his mortal skills to touch lives and emancipate society, noting that such public-spiritedness would never go unrewarded. And now talking sports, Nigeria's Georgia Obo clamors for improved funding for ladies golf. Details and more on sports with Ayodeji Makinde.
Nigeria's Georgia Obo has vowed to remain focused in a bid to become the first lady professional to win a golf major for the country. The 19-year-old made a slow start in the opening round of the Ladies European Tour Scottish Open in Scotland and identifies improved sponsorship as an essential ingredient of success.
If I can just clean up my mistakes, most especially with the putting, I have a great chance.
Meanwhile, Volleyball Professionals Association of Nigeria has intensified the call for more corporate investment in sports nationwide. The association expresses concern on the present state of facilities in the country, even as it honored Eddie Aderiokun, a former president, Nigeria Volleyball Federation, for his contribution to the development of the sport. In tennis, organizers of the US Open say the tournament will still go ahead from August 31 to September 13, despite defending women's singles champion Bianca Andreescu withdrawing due to coronavirus pandemic and limited time to prepare for the Grand Slam. To football now, record English FA Cup champions Arsenal have described the acquisition of Chelsea forward Willian as a bold step towards a top 4 finish next season. The 32-year-old will sport jersey number 12 after he was signed on a free transfer for 3 years. In Abuja, Ayodeji Makinde, NTA News.
Let's now take a look at Saturday's weather prospects for cities and other parts of the And this is where the news ends. But before we go, remember to connect with NTA and stand against rape and rapists. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Justin Bemunyi.
I am Elizabeth Abai. I am here to talk about facts. There is so much misinformation and distortion out there, especially on the social media. All it takes is just a click and the fake news goes viral. However, here in NTA, we deal with facts.
My job is to go out there and comb for factual news and information, just the way it is, all in the interest of the nation. I'm Najaa Tutijani.
Here on the NTA, we present only the facts, verified. Beware of fake news, don't be a victim. Stay tuned to the NTA.
Especially at this time of the coronavirus pandemic.
My name is Nnamdi Ojipo.
For now, the best and most efficient way to avoid getting infected is through regular hygienic and sanitary practices, as well as social distancing. As individuals, we remain the greatest weapon to fight this pandemic. By washing our hands regularly with clean water and soap, disinfecting frequently used surfaces and areas, coughing into a tissue or elbow, and strictly adhering to infection prevention control measures in health facilities, we can contain this virus.
She cries in anguish and in pain. She bears the scourge of her grief. She toils in vain for justice and succumbs to silence. He gloats over his malady. Like a beast, he pounces with no remorse. Her cry means nothing.